After 6 years of testing, there wasn't a single doctor that could tell me what was wrong with me or why I was feeling so poorly. I really felt like I was a physician's meal ticket. Doctor after doctor, test after test. I was begging the doctors just to please help me. I called Dr. Val and set up an appointment. During our appointment, I finally could see why I was feeling so poorly. Through her testing, Dr. Val was able to determine that I had thyroid issues and acid problems, parasites, vitamin deficiencies, and so on. You know, I was feeling so discouraged and so depressed that I even thought that suicide was an option. My illness was slowly killing me, and I saw no other way out. Thank you, Dr. Val. You saved my life, and I really mean that.
For the last 40 years, I've had migraines, cluster headaches, stress headaches, any kind of headache you can imagine. I've been hospitalized for them. I've had EEGs, CAT scans. My migraine medicine began with shots that I had to give myself, and it got to the point where my prescription was for 9 pills per month, and I would use all 9 of those and have to borrow or get them from my son-in-law because I had so many headaches. And since just these last 6 weeks, maybe 6.5, 7 weeks, I have not had one.
And after about 2 months, when my upper body fell apart and I couldn't raise my hands, couldn't put my hair in a ponytail, couldn't drive, they just were like hanging there. I was in excruciating pain. And I went to doctor after doctor, test after test. They did blood tests, everything came out perfect. And then the last doctor said he wanted to do a bone marrow. And I just said no, I had enough. And then I met Dr. Val up at church. She explained what was going on and that I had a lot of parasites in my body, and she started giving me herbal tea and nutritions. And I went from not being able to drive a car to riding a motorcycle.
And I first came to her because I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis, osteoporosis, and mixed connective tissue disorder. Was in a lot of pain. I wasn't sleeping at night. I'd actually prayed and said, God, there's got to be a natural way to do this because I've been put on all kinds of medications and I wasn't feeling any better. I met a girl at church who told me that she was seeing Dr. Val, and I felt like that was a sign from God, so I came here. I was actually really sick the first day I came here. I had a really bad head cold. I hadn't been sleeping at night. I was in so much pain, and the very first foot bath that I did, I could feel the difference immediately. That night I went home, I went to bed, I slept for the first time in I don't know how long, and the next day I got up and cleaned my entire house.
Joseph has cystic fibrosis and has been with a traditional medical care team to manage his cystic fibrosis, but we had an incident last year where he had to be hospitalized and was on IV antibiotics for several weeks. Once he was discharged from the hospital, he ended up having the same symptoms, and I had been praying and searching mentally for some time, or praying that God would lead me to a naturopath doctor. And someone had reminded me about Dr. Val, and after contacting her and having her look at Joseph and do the miraculous things she does, his health improved greatly. Basically, she helped build his immune system up and just strengthen his body, the areas where he was struggling with having recurrent fevers and coughs.
And it was just a pain in the neck, sneezing all the time, and it was just bugging me a lot, so I didn't really like it. But now I take these pills from Dr. Val, and they just work great. I'm not sneezing anymore really a lot.
One time anyways, in having foot baths, the bug has been
Eradicated.
I come and get that foot bath again, I'm like right back in the saddle. I'm ready to roll. I know it has worked well for my wife. She has cancer. She has improved. Probably if it wasn't for Dr. Val, she wouldn't be here today. She had a lot of little varicose veins and whatnot, and that greatly improved. One day I just happened to notice that her legs had improved tremendously, and at the same time I was reading some material that stated about parasites and whatnot actually get into and plug up these veins. And the parasites are the leading cause of varicose veins. And I know it definitely helped her tremendously.
It's been about 8 years that I felt like I was in a dark pit and wanting to get out. I remember wanting to be happy, but thinking that wasn't going to happen. I agreed to take antidepressants, and they did help me, but it wasn't a cure. Daily, I felt exhausted, and the relationships around me were suffering. And this is when I decided to contact Dr. Nelson. She assured me that she'd be able to help me. Through her findings, I was nutritionally deficient, and through a handful of supplements and adding food to my diet, I was able to feel better within several weeks.
When you come to see Dr. Val, it's unlike any other doctor's office I've ever visited. She welcomes you with open arms, is always there to greet you with a hug, and she'll pray with you if you would like her to. If not, that's fine too. She has helped me through muscle testing my vitamins and minerals and determine my deficiencies. And after I've taken what she prescribed, I felt like I had more energy, I slept better, didn't have back pain. My toxic foot baths have been extremely rewarding. They eliminated my headaches that I was getting occasionally, and I just feel rejuvenated. When I leave here, I feel emotionally and physically uplifted.
There's people that are suffering with allergies and fibromyalgia and arthritis, and they don't know what to do. You know, they just get one medicine after another medicine. It's actually called polypharmacy, where they get a side effect from one medicine that leads to another side effect from the first medication, and it just can go on, where people can be on 10, 15 medications sometimes, and that's not, that's not the root cause of what's going on with their health. So that's what I do. I really help people to identify what the root cause of their health problems are, so to give them back the life that they really deserve to have.